Do an introduction?
All right, I kicked it.
Lost in space and time for over 10,000 years, on a mission they were never meant to return from. They have returned from the horrible secrets of space. They are the Comic Shop.
Hello and welcome to the Oswego Comic Shop does a podcast with me, Aaron Z. Lee.
I'm Lucas Brewer.
And I am Evan Coy, off camera.
Welcome back to our post-Thanksgiving Turkey Day show. Thanks for tuning in. I have a piece of paper that I'll now be handing to Lucas.
I don't know where mine went. I lost it.
Oh, there's a piece of paper over here.
Yeah, you stole mine.
I don't know. Everybody has papers if they want
They're
papers.
very proprietary papers.
All right, yeah, let's talk about Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. It was good. Do you guys have the phenomenon of having to do two Thanksgivings? Do you do that?
No.
No, Casey Woods was talking about that today, though. He did two Thanksgivings. He cooked both Thanksgivings.
Oh, wow. That's ambitious. I think I would probably have it
I
catered if
died.
it was up to me.
I hate cooking, so yeah,
I
Yeah.
love cooking.
I hate it.
Yeah, I always love going to my in-laws because, like, it's just a different dynamic with your in-laws. Because, like, well, this isn't true for everybody, but my in-laws like me, and I like them. So, like, I'm happy to go over there and, like, hang out and eat their food. And, like, my father-in-law gets up really early just like me, so I've got somebody to hang out with. So, it's, like, it's a very happy time for
You guys
me.
are up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
You're not wrong.
How do you do that?
It's just what I do. It's how my brain works. With my own, like with your own family, it's just like, I don't know. It's just weirder. It's just weirder with your own family, I think. Do you have the same experience?
What?
Well, also I had to travel on Sunday, and I had to be away from Tootsie, so I'm just very cranky about hanging out with my own family.
I heard Aaron was mad the other day. I've never seen Aaron mad in my life.
Yeah.
In regards to the new car.
Oh yeah. I signed the paperwork in August and still waiting.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Martin said you came in the shop and you were like visibly upset, and I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Aaron like angry.
Well, it's because I thought I would have it by now. So, and you can only extend a lease twice.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, if I don't get this car at the end of the month, then I'll have no car. I'll just have to have Teresa drive me around. So, I think the thing that frustrated me so much is, like, I'm a planner type person. Yeah. Like, I'm somebody who likes to have everything locked down and ready to go and not worry about it, because then I can do my best because I'm not worried. And it just seems like everywhere else, like, everything is just, like, shut down and, like, hasn't moved for months. I don't want to be super negative because I've had a string of good days, and I feel a lot better about even that situation because I know I've come to terms with it. And
I just love that you got angry. Oh, actually, Alex Dexter in the chat. We're broadcasting live.
That's Alex?
That is Alex.
Okay.
We're broadcasting live from the Alex Dexter Podcast 1.
Ooh.
Actually, there's a Podcast 1, right? Because we can't call it that. The podcast.
Oh, no. It just said podcast disconnected, but
did it
sounds
disconnect?
back. No, I think it's back. It said stream
We're
disconnected.
good now.
Alex Dexter had nothing to do with it if it disconnected, but he helped.
Are we hooked up to
Broadcasting
Ethernet?
live from the
Are we
Alex
hooked up to
Dexter
Ethernet?
studio in Oswego, New York.
Yes, it's hardwired.
But
think.
yeah, I was just cranky. Well, especially because now it's wintertime, and I wanted the and of course I'm trying to join the Oswego Comic Shop podcast troupe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm trying to join up with you guys because
Yeah, we just disconnected again.
well, I'm trying to join up with you guys by having a Subaru Forester.
Yes, you have to have a Subaru to.
Well, he
work
doesn't.
at the
You have an
company.
Outback, right?
No,
Or do you-
I got a Forester.
Do you?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm waiting on mine.
Joe
like,
has a Impreza. What does Joe?
does
have?
he? I don't know.
No, he's got a Subaru too.
Right, you got a Forester, huh?
Yeah. Well, I got it because it was
What
slightly
year?
larger. Oh, it's new.
No.
But slightly larger, better in the snow. Better for carrying around lots of comics and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
I like my Forester.
For carrying around lots of comics. Oh, do we keep dropping the stream? Is that
Yeah,
what's going on?
it's.
We're dropping.
Good Lord.
Oh man.
But
We can't win, can we?
I mean, we can just keep going if you want.
Yeah.
And then,
How much is coming out?
You know, it's recording, so we can post it on YouTube eventually.
That's true.
Alex, are we dropping in and out?
We're not even live right now.
Oh.
We are
Wait,
not.
how are we not live? Oh, it did.
Stream
Yes,
has
we're not.
disconnected.
We are not
How
live.
come that monitor's upside down?
Dude,
We-
don't ask.
We can't figure it out. Just one day, it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna be upside down. Yeah, let me see. We're hooked up to
Ethernet. I'll play some sick beats while we're doing some technical difficulties.
You sure?
We're back.
Oh, we're live. We're live.
Oh, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to having my Subaru Forester. I will be enjoying driving that around
color is
in the
it?
wintertime. I wanted blue, but at this point, I don't care. I don't care what
Hot
color.
pink.
I've actually never gotten. If it's hot, I don't care. I don't care.
Did
Actually,
it reconnect or no?
no, it's
No,
no,
now
I
it's
just
gone.
connected.
It was.
You're kidding me.
No, now it's back.
You're kidding me.
Okay, now we're back.
Oh my gosh. Alex built us this nice table. Joe ran us this nice cable that we're hardwired into.
Tables and cables, baby.
I mean, it looks. We're not dropping frames, so I really don't understand why we're disconnecting.
I think the podcast gods just hate us.
They really
They
do.
They hate our guts.
I don't know. I don't know why we'd be. All right, we're live now, so let's just roll with that, and hopefully,
Yeah, hopefully, it just keeps on going.
Ghostbusters. Did you guys watch Ghostbusters?
no.
I watched a lot of videos about Ghostbusters because I couldn't find it for free, and I didn't feel like spending the money.
I rented
just yet.
it. I'm committed to this podcast. I rent shit.
I bought it
Well,
You
I would have bought
Oh wait,
it.
maybe I bought it too.
because I felt I don't own many movies, and I felt like that should be something that's in my
Ghostbusters
catalog.
is incredible.
I'm on board to buy it. I just watched a Red Letter Media little talk on it before.
There you go. I mean, that's just as good, pretty much. No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it's
Well, I
not.
mean,
It's good.
I mean, I like them a lot. I like
no,
Red
me
Letter
too.
Media.
I was watching their review on the new one actually.
Yes,
they
I
were not
watched
fans.
that too.
They were not
Yeah.
fans. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a
Yeah,
good time.
my brother-in-law really liked it. I'm
They
not
don't.
sure how
they
I feel
they
about it.
tend not to like things that much.
Yeah,
I
some
feel
things.
like they just don't like things that much.
I think they definitely like stuff, but I
Well, no,
think all
obviously,
their
but-
criticisms are fair. I don't think that they're.
I don't know.
coming out of
Sometimes
nowhere.
it's like let's just enjoy a movie.
I feel
You
like
know?
there was a very mixed response to that new Ghostbusters. It was all over the place. People loved it. People hated it. Some
For the
people.
most part, I mean, I would say it's mostly positive.
Yeah, I like Bill Murray's comment on it. He says, "Well, lots of people are crying at the movie theater, so it should be a very
Oh, I know, that
successful
was funny.
comedy." But that's like classic Bill Murray, though.
All right, someone said, I don't know who this is, but you're back.
We built this. Alex built this beautiful podcast table. Joe ran a hardwire so we could hardwire the computer in, and we're still dropping.
He
we're-
built this table.
We're not dropping frames.
We built this
It's just
table
it could be something
for-
with Twitch.
out
Honestly.
of 2x4s.
There we go. We got it.
Thank you.
I do like Red Letter Media, but I don't know.
They're
Sometimes
entertaining.
it's like they're just overly critical. It's like
I think I like
just
them as
enjoy a
people
film.
more so than anything else. Like they make good
Yeah.
they make good commentary, but Rich
yeah, for
Evans
sure.
and Mike Stoklasa and Jay and the whole
Jay.
gang. I just really like Rich Evans. Rich Evans. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's good. All
He's
right.
excellent.
Well, since you didn't watch the film,
Well, I did. I mean, I like the designs of it. Something I like to bring it back to is that Bernie Wrightson, famous comic book artist. Do you know Bernie Wrightson at all?
No.
He did. I mean, he's done so much stuff. He did House of Mystery.
Good
I think.
horror stuff.
Yeah,
Good-
horror
good
stuff for Warren Creep.
Illustrative horror. That's
Did
what I always think. of.
Frankenstein,
Yeah.
like of the Frankenstein etchings that are like otherworldly. They're just like so incredibly good.
oh, cool.
He did tons of horror stuff with Steve Niles.
Steve Niles, that rings a bell.
Yeah, I've talked about him a lot. It's like
October Faction. Somebody's been buying
Yes.
recently.
Yep.
He does a bunch of good stuff.
Winnebago Graveyard.
Yep.
That's
yep.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Excellent. 30 Days a Night.
Yeah, actu-
Fused.
I saw that out there because I was rearranging the indie comics today. Just,
Yeah.
You know, cleaning it up, and yeah, I saw we had 30 Days a Night. I don't know if it's like I don't know what trade it is. I don't know if it's like a spin-off because there was another.
Oh yeah,
title
it's a
for it.
series. Yeah, even Bill Sienkiewicz did a book for 30 Days a Night.
Did he?
Yeah, which is pretty cool. Bernie Wrightson also did The Ghoul with Steve Niles, and he did Frankenstein Alive, which is the last thing that Bernie Wrightson did. But he did a lot of the ghost and monster designs for the original Ghostbusters.
Oh, that's sweet.
So like that's
Oh,
that's
really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when you watch it again next time and look at the monsters, you'll be like, oh yeah, I see it. Like for some of the designs.
Huh? That's. I totally believe that. I have to take a look.
I love all the designs. I mean, the production design overall is just amazing.
Yes.
You got the big Marshmallow Man.
Mm-hmm.
What's it?
Stay Puft.
Stay Puft. Yeah.
Dan Aykroyd. Have you heard any of the stuff about how Dan Aykroyd's original script was like totally bonkers and like 1,400 pages and just like
1,400 pages.
I don't know if it was really that, but it was way longer
I
than
just
the
say
actual
I'm,
script.
I'm like, I don't know if it was 14 because there's 1,400
long,
pages.
long.
I mean, that's like
Well, because in his family, there's the history of like mediums and
yeah,
and such.
yep.
Yeah, he's kind of a Looney Tune, right?
He is.
He
He is.
believes in all sorts of weird stuff, like
Yes.
the like the crystal head. He has the crystal head vodka
Yeah, he
because like he
does, yeah.
believes in like the. I just seems totally wacky.
He's a little.
That's part of the entertainment of it, though. You know, he's not from that far away from here. I think he's originally from Kingston, Ontario, or he lives there now, or has a place.
I was watching it. He was because he was on Joe Rogan, and I was watching that podcast.
And you're gonna admit that?
I don't watch Joe Rogan anymore. I do not like Joe Rogan.
Depends on who he's talking to.
I have
Not
mixed,
for me.
not with total sidebar, I guess, but I have mixed feelings about Rogan. That like I love MMA and I followed him forever.
Yeah.
But like in the past few years, I watch less and less.
I can't watch him
to
anymore.
Aaron's point, sometimes when there's like an interesting guest, I'll listen to a little bit, but I
No.
kind of stay away.
Yeah, like
I
if he's
don't-
talking to Martin Short or something like that, I gotta go in
I
for
like
Martin Short. Yeah.
But Dan Aykroyd was on the Joe Rogan podcast or whatever, and he was talking about Rome, New York, which is I'm like right from there,
Mhm.
and there's this big military base, Griffiths,
Yeah.
Yes.
and he was talking about that, and he said I think he was talking about like aliens and how maybe it's
Sure.
connected to Griffiths. I'm like, I don't know about that because like Griffiths is not like a spooky place, you know. It's
You haven't seen many aliens there.
haven't seen many, no.
Great
So
little
it's just a
theater in
little
Rome too. The Capitol Theater. Have you ever been there?
Yeah, yeah. It's super small, though.
Is
Yeah.
that where
but it's cool.
you got married?
No. That was the Calet Theater in
Okay.
Pulaski.
Okay.
Capitol Theater is just a little one
Yeah.
screen independent movie theater.
I saw a Mr. Rogers documentary there.
Ah, that's so good.
It was cool.
I saw Mandy with Nicolas Cage there.
Ooh. Should have invited me, dude.
I didn't know you at this
I
time.
doubt that. I bet you knew me.
Lucas, come with me if you want to see Mandy. What? What am I doing? Get in here. Just go back in time.
15-year-old Lucas. Like, who is this creepy man that's dragging?
Get
me-
my van. We're seeing Mandy. It's like I don't even know anybody named Mandy. Do you know anyone named Mandy?
No. Oh, we got a subscriber, Art Delvin.
Randy.
Ooh.
Hello,
Randy.
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you for subscribing. God bless.
That was the perfect sound for that moment too. Like,
Yep.
do you know anyone named Randy? Or not Randy? Mandy?
Mandy.
Oh my gosh. No, we never got to make a movie called Randy
Oh, we should.
with Nicolas Cage. You see, there's a new Nicolas Cage movie called Pig.
Yes, and I heard it's amazing.
Yeah,
There's another one coming out too. He's been doing like good films recently. Like Mandy came
hasn't
out.
he always?
Sure. Mandy came out a couple years ago. Then he had Color Out of Space, I think.
Oh, Color Out of Space was good. I like
think
that a
that's
lot
what it was.
actually.
I haven't seen it. I haven't
H.P.
seen
Lovecraft
that.
type deal.
Yep. And then now,
Otherworldly H.P. Lovecraft kind of vibes at the end of Ghostbusters, right? Like the otherworldly thing coming through a portal.
I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
You see how I kind of tried to pull it back to Ghostbusters a little?
Ghostbusters sucks. Kidding.
Don't agree with that.
Love
So,
Ghostbusters.
I like the
So
toys.
give us your take on the new Ghostbusters then.
I thought it was enjoyable. I think if you're a fan of the original, you'll probably like it.
Will you cry?
No, I did
Did
not
you cry? You didn't cry?
I have nostalgia for Ghostbusters, but I didn't see it in the theaters. I wasn't even a thought, So it's like I don't know, but I enjoyed it. I mean, Ghostbusters was something I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So like
The
I said,
Extreme Ghostbusters, were those around when you were
No.
growing up?
no,
No. Was
The
that
only
before its
Ghost-
time too?
That was before his time.
yeah. The only thing I watched the 2 movies, and then there was a video game too, which is actually pretty good that I played on my Wii, and that's kind of my Ghostbusters. And I remember I wanted a new Ghostbusters movie so bad.
Uh-huh.
And then, when I was little, like 2010, I don't know, something like that.
When he was little.
I was 10 years old. I'm a kid.
Okay.
You are a child.
Noted.
I'm still a kid. Pretty
Uh,
much.
I remember the Ghostbusters toys. I had like the Volkswagen that turned into a praying mantis. Do you remember this at all?
I wasn't
Oh
alive.
boy, I don't.
I think it was
don't remember
it was
this.
either first or second generation Ghostbusters toys. I had that over at my grandpa's house. I always remember this. It's yellow Volkswagen. You press down on the hood of the Volkswagen and it pops up and it's a praying mantis inside of it. It's like the whole thing turns into a praying mantis.
Like a transformer?
Kind of, not as intricate. Like you just pressed a button and it just came up.
What the hell kind of toy is that for Ghostbusters?
I know, it's a little silly.
It's a car that turns into a bug.
What about, you should get the
I liked
Echo,
it.
Echo 1.
Oh, we had that too.
Echo.
But
one,
I don't
that's
think the
so
Echo
sick.
one was mine. I think the Echo one belonged to either a
Oh.
cousin or my brother or something. I had the Volkswagen that turned into a praying mantis.
Whoa! You had the knockoff. Ghostbusters
The car
toy.
that nobody would want.
Yeah, I know. The car that's not even in a
I enjoyed
film.
it. I still think of it often. Clearly.
Apparently.
Just
All right, yeah.
wistful-
So
wistfully.
Ghostbusters, watch it. I mean, it's one of the most famous comedies ever. You got so many good actors: Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd,
Harold Ramis,
yeah,
Ernie Hudson,
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson.
the guy with the goatee,
Yep.
Sigourney Weaver.
Oh yeah.
What's his face from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids?
Yeah,
Rick Moranis.
Yep.
Great
Who
performance by
I-
Rick Moranis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I love Rick Moranis.
Like it's like a Second City reunion though. The movie.
Yeah, it really is. It's a lot of Second City people, definitely.
What's Second City?
It's a comedy troupe based out of Chicago. Oh, yeah, because
I think Chicago. I think Chicago was the first one, but there's several other ones now too. I think there's some in Canada as well, or at least there was at one time.
Randy says Extreme Ghostbusters
It's
solid.
solid. He yelled it.
Yeah,
solid.
From what I saw, I really liked it because it's Egon trains a new generation of Ghostbusters.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Is he qualified to do that?
I think he's the most qualified to do that. He's the guy who made all the gear, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
I guess.
Because Venkman's just kind of like the front man. And
Yes.
what's the name of Dan Aykroyd's character?
Though that's embarrassing that none of us can think of it.
You got Spangler. You got Vinkman. You got. I think it's a short name.
Ray.
And Ray.
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 Yeah,
I
from what
don't know.
I remember catching a few episodes like early in the morning before school, and I remember really liking what I saw. And this is before the era of streaming, Lucas, so you don't know about this.
I don't acknowledge.
But you would have to
that.
catch things in syndication at odd times, and
Did-
there's no guarantee you'd catch it again.
Did Saturday morning cartoons exist for you as a kid? Was that a thing?
No.
Wow.
I feel like
Not really.
I feel like we were like the last generation of
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons, like the mid to late '90s, and then it kind of just went away.
I actually,
Yeah, I mean,
I did just watch a video on that. There's this Toy Galaxy YouTube channel that does stuff like that, and they talked about Fox Kids and the nature of a Saturday morning block or like a kids block, and they talked about how the Fox Kids thing was like on affiliate stations for the Fox network in the beginning, and of course other stations did it too: NBC, CBS, ABC, in various degrees of success. And they would actually have to buy time on competing networks to get their Fox News thing on the air because they would do better business on their own channel with like football or something. So like it'd be more profitable for them to air football on their own channel for ad revenue. So that it's very convoluted and strange. And of course, like as streaming comes along and as cable comes along and there's more dedicated programming, it's tougher and tougher to sell a block of children's programming. Also, because the regulations, you had to have educational programming if you did a kids block. I think that's what really killed it because people didn't want to do that. So it kind of goes away.
Is that why kids are so dumb?
That's not what I said. But
Kids are
I
dumb.
think that's because there was more stringent regulations for them to jump through on a regular network. So I think that is really what went away, made it go away because they would have to air so much educational programming, which meant Scholastic Magic School Bus, which is a great show.
Yeah.
But you can only watch so much Magic School Bus. And then anime and stuff came in like the Pokemon and the Digimon.
the Pokemon.
And other things like that. But it was really interesting. Toy Galaxy, History of Fox Kids. I thought I watched that before I went to bed last night. So there you go.
What time do you go to bed? 7:00.
7 o'clock.
Are you serious?
Maybe. No, I don't think it was 7. I think it may have been around 9.
What time do you like get in bed to go to sleep?
I don't. Wherever I am, I just lay down and fall asleep. If
And then
I'm on
just
the
sleep
floor,
through the whole night?
yeah, typically.
If you're sitting next to him at a movie theater,
He's gone.
he's
That's
gone.
right. Especially if
out.
it's Eternals.
All right, let's see what this man. I don't know who this is. Is it Joe?
Saturday morning cartoons was a nice, easy way to spend the start of the weekend. I totally agree. I mean, now we can kind of create it artificially, but there's something to catching, like the ride, with a shared experience. You know what I mean? Kind of like this podcast, right? We air it at this time, and people can interact.
Mhm.
It's the same type community vibe, which still happens. People binge stuff, but it's not the same. You know what I mean? It's
Sure.
not the same revealing of the new episode with a block of other programming. At the
So
same
was there
time.
like a new episode each week?
Yes.
For like each cartoon? How many cartoons they run?
I mean,
4 to 6?
cartoons would run at least 8 to 11.
Yeah, but how many?
So yeah, 6 maybe.
Like 8 to noon. Yeah. So, and they would do after school programming too, but we're talking about Saturday morning.
Did you hear about the comic shop sitcom?
No.
Join all of your favorite friends like Martin, Joe, Evan, and even Lucas at The Comic Shop. On this week's very special episode, Alex builds a brand new display for the store. But has he gone too far? And watch out for Aaron as he decides to become a real-life superhero and hijinks ensue. The Comic Shop. Tuesdays at 5 on ABC.
Wow, I love that synth horn.
The comic shop.
Not sure how low that was audio-wise. I'll have to go back and adjust.
Sounded good to me.
We've got to do like a freeze frame, like a TV show intro, like
Oh yeah, that'd be funny.
just have like a bunch of chords, and I'll just look up and go,
Yes. Are too many cooks.
That'd be-
oh, yes, oh my gosh, I love Too Many Cooks, amazing.
All right, let's see
Do
what.
we want to watch a Spider-Man trailer?
No.
Okay.
Yes, we can.
Peter
Yeah, we
Parker,
actually should.
CPA.
All right, we'll watch this.
I don't know. We got to get to the right screen here. How do we?
I got it.
You got it.
Peter Parker, forensic financial analyst.
Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Ever since I got bit by that spider, I've only had 1 week where my life has felt
I
normal.
don't like that the whole trailer's upside down.
That was when you found out.
Hey, it's Spider-Man.
When you botched that spell where you wanted everyone to forget that
Why is
Peter
it snowing?
Parker's Spider-Man, we started getting some visitors.
People say that might be a
Yeah. They think it's
They
From
better,
every
they better not.
universe.
They're gonna give me documentaries. Give me real documentaries. All the doctors.
Hello, Peter.
You're not Peter Parker.
I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Dr. Otto Octavius.
Wait, no, seriously, what's
Don't
your
make
actual
fun of
name?
him. That's not nice.
There are others out there.
Captain
We need
America.
to send them back. So, Scooby-Doo this crap.
You know, all this is kind of your mess. I know a couple of magic words myself, starting with the word please.
Oh. Dude, Doctor
Please,
Strange got owned.
Scooby-Doo this crap.
Got owned.
You're
I don't really
flying
get
out
that
into the
reference
darkness
either.
to fight ghosts.
What do you mean?
They all die fighting Spider-Man. It's their
Yeah,
fate.
but they're really not solving a mystery.
They'd say this guy was trying to
Sorry,
scare people
kid.
off
But
the property.
that's not what
Yeah,
they're
me
doing.
too.
Don't.
How do you know?
No, but they know who these people are.
You know who I really want to see?
has to be another way.
There isn't. They're a danger to our universe.
You're not gonna take this away from me. Peter. You're struggling to have everything you
What about
want
Lighthouse?
while the world tries to make you
He's got white
choose.
hair.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Hey, shit. I know. He's got that.
They would do it again.
What's happening?
They're starting to come through, and I can't stop them.
We gotta argue about the Scooby-Doo one.
December 17th, exclusively in movie theaters. Tickets on sale November 29th.
Spider-Man.
They
the
probably,
West Coast
yeah, they
Disney.
probably will. All right, we got some comics. Yup, haha. What just happened? I don't know.
What just happened?
I don't know. All right, let's go
Ha,
back
ha,
to
ha,
the
ha.
main doc.
White Fox?
Hold on, because I want to talk about the Scooby-Doo line because it
What
does not
is-
make sense.
No, I think Aaron's got it.
But they're not trying to solve a mystery. The objective
Fox.
is Spider-Man just has to send them all back to their dimension. There's no mystery. It's just silly.
Well, the whole plot isn't revealed entirely in the trailer.
But I feel like that's the inciting incident, right? Is Spider-Man now has to...
Do we drop again?
I need more context. We did.
We just did. Spider-Man, he messed up the spell. Now he has to send all the villains back.
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe there's something that's not revealed that makes the joke make more sense. I think it's a bad joke to begin with, though. I don't like the joke.
I don't like the joke either, but it does make sense from what he's saying. And again, we're
Doesn't
not
make
we're not
sense.
streaming at all. It dropped. Reconnecting.
I will argue with that. It does not make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should go back. Let's see. We're dropping frames.
Dropping like it's hot.
So what do you think it is?
I don't know.
Which
Again,
thing?
we're hardwired in this week. We've got the whole Alex Dexter podcast central thing going here.
Oh, all right.
And we're back.
We are back.
Oh my gosh!
I like
ridiculous.
it because the recording doesn't stop.
Yeah.
So that.
But still, I mean, we're hardwired in. I don't understand why it's just
I don't
dropping.
know.
Aaron,
Yeah, 'cause-
let's talk about who White Fox is because we don't know.
What is this even? I'm looking at it and I'm not sure exactly what I'm seeing here.
Nope. Did the cam not work? Okay, great.
Oh.
Hold on, I can fix that.
Hey.
All right.
We got some foxes that happen to be white.
Nope, just dropped.
And we're back. So there's a painted cover here from Marvel Comics. And it says, "The Death of Doctor Strange." Not a fan of that. Doctor Strange, one of my favorite Marvel characters.
It's one of the lamest Marvel characters.
I hear it's a permanent death too.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, they'll never bring him.
They never bring comic book characters
Man,
back from the dead.
I
That's
don't want to speak ill of Marvel because I grew up on that stuff, but some of the decisions they make are just like, what are you doing? And then I've been looking at some old Gene Colan artwork and some Gene Colan and Steve Englehart.
On that for me.
Huh?
Can you scroll up and down on that for me?
From like the early realm of Doctor Strange, like when he was bi-monthly or when he was in Strange Tales and stuff like that, like with the Gene Colan artwork. It's just so good, so simple. We're gonna have to dig out some of that stuff, some of that Gene Colan Doctor Strange stuff.
We've got some Doctor Strange epics, I think, that would have that stuff.
Do you know if you have like Volume 8?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can take a look.
Yeah.
I want to
anywho.
start reading more Spider-Man and then start reading Doctor Strange.
You got to be very selective with the Doctor Strange stuff because there's stuff that is excellent and there's stuff that's like totally phoned in. It's a little heartbreaking because I love that character so much, but he's so difficult to handle that it's not all great. But man, when it's great, it's great. Like there's this whole thing with Dormammu and Clea has a connection to Dormammu. I don't want to give it away too much, but it's there's some cool stuff and like. And because he doesn't just ever like really fight somebody, he goes through like a whole huge, like interdimensional journeys kind of things, and it's more internal or like introspective than just like fighting a lot of the time. It's like the movie where he does where he beats Dormammu because he's bargaining with him.
Right.
It's like that kind of stuff. It's like he beats the villain not because he's like stronger or faster, but because he's smarter or like is a better person. You know what I mean? And I like that about him. He's just different. He's a different kind of hero.
He's a different.
It looks
breed.
like this is just not just, but this is
Bad comic.
the last Kumiho, Amy Han as White Fox.
Who is White Fox?
I don't know. It must have been established in a previous thing, because I don't think this is even connected to Strange Academy either, right? Because White Fox wasn't in that.
I guess I can't say that for certain because I haven't read all of Strange Academy.
I want to read that.
Yeah.
I hear it's great.
But it looks like she's like a mystical hero from Korea, South Korea.
Seems pretty cool.
No, she doesn't.
I mean,
Trying to sell the comic. Here.
Oh, I mean, it's great.
This stuff in the back, is it a different artist in the back? Or maybe not. I mean, it's interesting. I just don't understand how
Whoa.
you put Doctor Strange
Is that
on.
Black Cat?
No, it's white. Oh, that is Black Cat.
Whoa.
Black Cat and Mary
She
Jane.
seems like a very nice lady.
Is this your first time seeing like a J. Scott Campbell Black Cat?
Maybe.
Well, I guess you got to see one eventually, right?
I'm in for a treat then, huh?
You're old enough we can expose you to this stuff now.
That's so wild. I remember like Gen 13 and all that stuff when he got started. But man, why did I get so old? I don't feel that old. But I mean, this looks interesting. I'm not sure how it connects to the Doctor Strange universe. Except
I just couldn't figure out who White Fox was.
I think this is the kind of issue I have with Marvel, where they do a storyline and then like they make this issue part of like the death of Doctor Strange
For no reason.
and it's like, is it? Like, I don't know. But their philosophy is publish and sell, which
I think
works.
I think Marvel and DC, they just have a lot of issues like that.
They have a lot of issues. That's correct.
They have a lot of issues across the board.
Well,
like, they don't know how to advertise a comic either.
And also, the thing that always bugs me is, like, why wouldn't you want to just make, like, a super tight line of great books and just sell a ton of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Versus, like, making, like, 60, 80, 120 books a month. And then, like, some people are like, what is this even?
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I have a different philosophy.
I think the problem is, because, I mean, the movies are so popular now.
Yes.
And, you know, I'm sure there's some people, I guess kind of like me, who kind of got it. I didn't say who got into comics because of the movies, but that's not really why.
Yeah.
That I did, but I'm sure there's people that, you know, have gotten into comics because of the movies. But
Right.
you know, it's comics are almost like scary to a newcomer because they see a big fat 100 issue 120, and they're like, oh crap.
I agree with that.
And they don't they don't understand. Oh, it's kind of a new arc, like.
I mean,
you know.
I even experienced that as a longtime reader. That's why I like the miniseries done by
Yeah,
indie stuff, because it's like a
me
finite
too.
story, beginning, middle, end.
I bought a collection the other day. It had Deadly Foes of Spider-Man in it, which is like a miniseries from 91, 92.
Mhm.
But it was one of the first Spider-Man series that I read because the comic had a number 1 on it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like there's a Spider-Man number 1." I didn't know anything
Yeah.
about what a miniseries was versus
Right.
the regular, but like there was Spider-Man 337 or Spider-Man number 1. Well,
Right.
I'm going to start with number 1, and then you learn about it later on. But
So I don't know. If I was like, you know, the CEO of Marvel or DC, I'd be like, get rid of the issue numbers. Not get rid of them, but make it more easy, you know, to understand.
I think what they should do, they do legacy numbering on books currently, which I think is a good idea.
Mhm.
I would almost treat it like DC treats some of their books and does seasons.
Yeah.
Just do a season.
Yeah.
12 issues, label it 1 through 12, runs a year, and then have a season 2 or
Yes.
whatever. So you feel like the legacy numbering can still be there. You know what you're getting, but you're not as intimidated jumping in at issue 337 as opposed to, well, this is issue 4. I bet I could track issues 1 through 3 down or something.
Right.
Like that.
Yes. Yeah. Making it more digestible like that. Also, having more consistency between the creative teams, too. Like when
agree.
you were swapping people out so much.
How many issues should an artist do on a you've been hired to do Doctor Strange at Marvel? How many issues do you do before you feel like you've made your impact on that character? Or maybe Doctor Strange is even a bad. You're hired to do a book that maybe you're not even super attached to the character. You know, you're doing Daredevil. How many Daredevils do you do as an artist before you feel like you've given the readers a long enough run of what you're bringing to the table?
I could probably do it in 4.
4
That's it?
issues.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I also got to think like, do I have the energy to do more than that? Right.
Well, okay, so
Maybe I'm thinking about it in the wrong
Maybe not
terms.
even you specifically, but an artist jumps on a book, a Marvel book. How many
Yeah.
issues does that artist need to do before they become part of that character's lore?
I mean, it depends on what happens in the book, right?
Yeah, I think
even one issue, you could just like knock it out of the park, and people would be like, "Man, that one Jack Kirby issue was amazing."
I don't know, man. I feel like I missed the days of when an artist got on a book. He stayed on a book for like a year or two. It gave you 20 issues.
20 issues. That's a tall order. I think 4 to 10. Like if it's real high quality, because if you can tell a complete story, I think you can do it in 4. I think if you're really hustling, you can maybe do it in 2. But 4 to 10, I think.
Okay.
I mean, if there's a great artist and they stay on for years, I would love that. Like I don't know how long Mike Allred was on Silver Surfer, but I loved that whole run. Or Chris Bachalo and I forget who wrote it. Jason Aaron did a Doctor Strange run. Excellent Doctor Strange run. Probably.
I don't really know that run. I mean, I remember the book, but I don't think I read it at all.
It's superior to everything else that they've done with Doctor Strange since. And before it was weird too. And even the stuff that I grew up on that like I really loved as a kid, like the Flight of Bones with Dan Jolly and Tony Harris and Paul Chadwick, the Marvel Knights Doctor Strange. As much as I love that, and the art looks beautiful.
Paul Chadwick in there when he drew. Did he do one issue or something?
He did two of them.
Okay.
He did two of them. Tony Harris dropped out of the back too, and then they got Paul Chadwick to pinch hit for him, which at the time was a bit of a disappointment for me because I love Tony Harris's artwork so much.
Right.
But I didn't know then that I would love Paul Chadwick so much because of Concrete and all that stuff. So it's cool to get exposed to this artist that I then circle back to and really love. But the storyline, not so hot. Now that I'm reading like old Doctor Strange, like the Gene Colan, Steve Englehart Doctor Strange, man, how do you follow any of that? I can't, like, it's like my favorite thing right now. Those Gene Colan and Steve Englehart Doctor Stranges. Sure, they're 60s and hokey, but man, did they. Gene Colan can draw the heck out of anything, man. And his layouts are not too crazy.
Hold on, we need to address something from Alex here.
Yeah,
he says New 52 was kind of a flop. Already tried it in regards to like a serialized or a season type approach. I don't remember New 52 being a season type thing.
I don't know if it was. I think maybe he's talking about like them like restarting the numbering.
Well, I mean, every book restarts the numbering all the time for the big two.
Oh, I guess that's true.
I really like that idea of seasons. Like, tell a complete arc of a story, and then you can reevaluate after that. Because don't other forms of publishing, like, definitely TV works that way.
He's saying that they did number them to 12. I don't. Why am I blanking on that? I feel.
I don't think that happened. I don't remember that. I could be wrong.
I don't doubt Alex.
I don't know. I didn't read the New 52. I hear it wasn't too good.
Of course, I don't buy many DC books. It's got to be like a prestige book for me.
What a
to
weird
scoop it up, or
title.
a
Why is
horror
it called
book.
New 52?
52 books, right?
Yep.
That's such a bad name, though. I hate that.
That rhymes. Well, it's Dan Didio
No.
project, wasn't it?
Hey, my friend Jack's in the chat.
Day.
That's a dumb name. New 52? No.
I'm in agreement.
Yeah, but back. Let's take this all back to the basic point here. The reason Marvel Comics did so well in the beginning was because it was a tight curated line. Stan Lee was curating the books, and they could only publish so many.
They
in
could
a
only
month.
publish 8 books a month.
Yes.
And then I think they got another 8 books. Well, I think because DC used to publish some of their books. Is
Yes,
what we learned.
yes,
Oh,
yes.
right.
Because distribution was different back then, and they had to work through the national distribution, which was DC.
So I guess you don't have that limitation nowadays, and now it's just you throw a bunch of crap at the wall to see what sticks.
Yeah.
And there's
Which
people out there who love Marvel and they'll buy everything.
I also think it fosters a community where you're looking for new talent. That like it doesn't have to be a high profile book. You know, if you're excited about Nova and Speedball, do a Nova and Speedball book. And
I like
you know,
Nova and Speedball.
I do too. But like I think that there's part of that just with all of these different IPs trying to keep things relevant, trying to find what resonates with the consumer, but you just churn out a lot of crap at the same time.
Like Darkhawk.
Yeah,
Like Darkhawk.
and that
He's
Darkhawk's
he's
not
the
crap.
worst. It is funny that Kyle Higgins, who's writing Darkhawk right now, is doing Radiant Black for Image, and I feel
is that right?
I feel like he wanted to tell a Darkhawk story, and maybe started with Radiant Black, and then was all of a sudden on a Darkhawk miniseries that he pitched to Marvel, and is kind of doing both books at the same time. They're obviously not the same property, but there's
Right.
it's kind
There's
of funny
some
that I feel
similarity.
like there's something with him. He's probably our age. It probably resonated with him as a kid, and he pitched something to Darkhawk, and maybe he pitched something to Image, and maybe both things got picked up at the same time. I don't know. That's just me making things up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's nostalgia or what, or like literally like the crude drawing style of like a lot of that '90s stuff, because this happened in the '90s too, where there was just a ton of books and a ton of new talent.
Yes.
So like you would see like the very raw like pencils and inks and stuff in books and think, man, I can do that. But like there's something like when you feel like maybe you could do it, that your imagination just takes off in the pages of what you're actually looking at too. Do you know what I mean? Like you feel more of a connection to it because you're like, oh man, I could probably do something like this, and then it like draws you more into it, like the Rob Liefeld type stuff.
So, it's the 60th anniversary of the Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I started reading Marvel books at the 30th anniversary of Fantastic Four, putting me at about 40 years of age. If you think back to the 90s stuff, was there 30 years worth of art and stories that influenced that big breakout 90s art movement with all of the Image guys and everything like that? And now that 30 years has passed, again, another 30 years, I feel like there are so many good independent books that are coming out by these creators. Like, does this stuff incubate over a period of years and then it results in like this big blossoming of the next generation of creators, or am I overlooking some of the creators that came in between those periods and not giving them enough credit? Does that make any sense?
Yeah,
it makes
think
sense.
it does.
I think every generation has great talent. I think maybe it takes time for people to realize it.
Yeah, that could be.
And certainly all of a sudden, like when you start to look at like once you're realizing from a certain generation, it's like, oh, look at all these people. You know, I think like of like a Paul Pope or other people like that who's like have artistic merit, but they're starting to break out in mainstream ways.
Yeah.
And along with their independent stuff. But you know, there's a gestation period, right? When then things kind of pop up and look unique. Like, I don't think the artwork in this White Fox is bad. It's definitely competent. I mean, it looks like what a modern North American comic book should look like. But at that same time, like, it's got a little bit of the manga influence to it too. But it just doesn't feel like it has any character to it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not trying to rag on them. I think they're incredible artists. Like, I couldn't put together a book that looks like this.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't have that je ne sais quoi. That
it's got no character.
Yeah, it's very slick. And I like things to look, even if it was somebody who couldn't draw as well, I think I would like it better. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
I get it. I mean, you just mentioned Rob Liefeld 2 minutes ago, that like for as much of his art you could argue is not very good.
Mm-hmm.
The anatomy's terrible. There's no backgrounds.
Yeah.
Character design is very inconsistent, panel to panel, page to page, issue to issue. There is also something charming about it that like just resonates, that like it's imperfect, but that's okay. It's Jack Kirby, same thing.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of wacky stuff that he threw out there that some of it works, some of it doesn't, but there's a charming quality to it that I think resonates.
Whereas humanity.
Sometimes things are just so slick. You're right, they lose a little bit of that. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this, but it loses a little bit because it's just such a slickly designed thing. It loses its human element.
That's
yes,
maybe
humanity.
Now there's a disconnect. You know, like that doesn't feel like a human made it almost. Like we know that a human made it.
Yes,
but it doesn't feel like it.
Do we want to talk about Aaron's conference that he went to?
Oh yeah,
let's talk about that.
Hold on, before we get there, we're just gonna play something real quick.
Okay.
Maybe
112 East Bridge Street, the comic shop. 112 East Bridge Street, the comic shop.
Beautiful.
So, Aaron, you went to a conference the other day.
What conference?
Yeah, before Thanksgiving, I went to the New York State Art Teachers Association conference, the NYSADA conference, and I've been to that 2 other times. Once when I was in grad school, and then once when it was either my first or second year when I was teaching. But I started, or I did a workshop there too on comics. I talked about it the last time we did a podcast.
Yep.
A very ambitious workshop, just because I feel like a lot of times I go to a workshop and it's like, oh, you're going to learn about famous women artists. And you show up and you're like, yeah, here's this one lady who did a woman artist, or who was one lady who is a woman artist. And do you want to buy my art supplies? And I'm like, oh okay.
She sounds like a very nice lady.
So I really wanted to deliver on, like, if somebody wanted to come to a comics workshop, I taught in a very overview kind of way, the history of comics, my personal process for making comics, making characters, making 3-panel comic strips, making pages, and making covers. And then I talked also about the Comic Shop Makes a Comic, and said to follow us on Facebook or follow me on Instagram for more information.
Aaron's conference was 70 hours long.
70 hours?
No, it was 2 hours. It was
70?
It was a 2-hour workshop.
70 hours.
But there was some other really good stuff there too.
I don't know how you actually packed that all into 2 hours. That's actually impressive to me. I mean, I guess you're a teacher, so you know how to drill down on this stuff and like chunk it off into bite-sized pieces.
Were you nervous?
Not so much,
How many people were
because I do
there?
presentations. It was a packed room actually.
How many though?
Maybe
Could be
30 people in there.
Wow, that's not
that's good.
I mean, not everybody stayed the whole time because it's a long session.
Yeah.
I think if I taught it again, I would still teach all the stuff, but I would only have them design a character and make a comic strip. I think I would cut it down for 2 hours just doing those two things, because then they could stress less about it. But it was really nice. People were really nice to me. The people who stuck around said that it was their favorite part of the whole thing, the whole
that's awesome.
conference, which was really cool. I think it's partially because like when I do a workshop on comics, like I know that and it's like my passion,
Right.
you know, so I can answer, and I've done it in practice now for 4 years with students. So like I know the ins and outs of like how to work with it in students, and like with fan art and with manga, and like how do you approach different things, and I could give them real life answers to things. So I was the real deal. Whereas if I was doing something, let's say on printmaking, I could study a lot for it, but that's not like in my bones.
Yeah.
Like they'd be like, well, what about this type of substrate on this type of rolling? And I'd be like, I don't know.
Seems awesome.
But with comics, yeah, I had a great time. The workshop was probably my favorite part of the whole thing.
What was the best character that was designed?
Ooh, there was a naked mole rat who was also like a grumpy middle schooler. It was incredible.
A naked what?
Well, it was dressed up. It was in clothes, but
Okay,
it was
good.
Do you know how?
Because I was going to make an inappropriate comment.
But you know how?
Maybe not.
But it was a very realistically drawn like a mole rat, but it was wearing like a hoodie and like jeans and flip flops and stuff, and like a baseball cap.
Nice.
And I don't remember the name of the person who made it, but I got pictures of it, and it was just such a fantastic character, because it's that juxtaposition of like a real kind of like grotesque, like realistic drawing rat, like a mole, and then like realistic clothes, and just he was describing to me like the personality of the rat, just like calling people bruh and stuff like that. I was like, oh, this character's amazing. But there was other stuff too. There was I showed part of my presentation is this character Sally the Triangle, which is a character that's literally just a character that's a triangle. So the people
you showed that.
Yeah, so the people who might get super intimidated by stuff like White Fox, right? Like, okay, we're gonna draw 100 drawings of White Fox, like
who is White Fox?
Yeah, but like drawing a human figure is can be kind of overwhelming, right? Mm-hmm. So if you can break it down to a simpler shape and just tell stories with that shape, then it takes a lot of the edge off, and you can focus on just telling a good story. And so somebody else did like a fiber arts type thing, and what that is, Lucas, is artwork that's made out of cloth and stuff like that. There's a whole movement of fiber arts that's kind of become big in the last 10, 15 years. But they had a little fiber arts character and told a story with that, and I was like, oh, that's great, because you could actually sew that and sew a background and put all that stuff together and do a photographic comic strip. And people were bringing their own approaches to it. Like somebody else showed me they have a fashion background, so they had all these fashion figures.
Oh, that's sweet.
And so people were bringing their own interest to it, and that's what I love about comics. Is comics are for everybody. Like, you don't have to love the comics that I love in order to make comics, and it's actually better that way, because I get to see what you're all about. You know what I mean? You get to see what I'm all about. I get to see what you're all about. It's all about that cultural exchange, Lucas.
Absolutely.
And naked mole rats.
Rock and roll.
So you said you talked a little Comic Shop Makes a Comic too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yeah, so this is coming up. Comic Shop Makes a Comic, issue number 3. Can we officially announce the theme? So the theme is alternate realities. Alternate realities, Lucas.
Alternate reality. So each Comic Shop Makes a Comic, we do a theme. Our first theme was the future.
Mm-hmm.
Because I believed we thought we were at the end of COVID, and we wanted to have something that was like positive, and that was a lie. And,
well, it was
very
hopeful.
much so.
It was hopeful.
And then this last one was Extreme Summer Splash, which was, you can interpret that in a variety of ways, because Extreme, obviously Extreme Studios from the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Splash meaning water or meaning splash page.
Yes.
There's a few different ways you could take that. So actually, we'll go to the document camera here, right?
Yeah, so I've got... this is a little sketch I put together, what was it, Sunday night? Was it last night? I can't remember.
What's today? Tuesday. Yeah,
But here's kind of an idea for the cover of the next issue here of the alternate realities. Kind of get this girl with some VR goggles on, and we have some TVs in the background, and so we're going to get some friends and family to do some
what are we doing on the
in there.
back? Are we going to do a similar...
I was thinking we just continue the TVs
That's
on
what I
the
was
back.
thinking,
What do you
too,
think?
yeah.
So we'll do a wraparound cover.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
The TV's on the back. I agree. I think 100%.
I think that'd be cool.
Lucas, someone's in the chat.
Damien? Maybe? I'm a huge Oswego Comic Shop fan. Wow, thank you.
Thank you.
And then he also adds, the lighter was invented before the match. Not sure what that means.
I believe it. It's Damien.
Well,
why would he lie to us?
I'll take his word.
Flint and fuel.
I'll take his
opposed
word
to,
for it.
I'm not sure what the Is it magnesium?
I think it is, yeah.
Is it magnesium?
Yeah, I'll take his word for it. He seems like a smart guy. Obviously, he's smart. He's a fan of the comic shop.
Yeah.
That's right.
He's a smart cookie. Yeah, but I think the
But,
wraparound paint or the cover would be cool.
And I just found, and the reason I thought of this too is, I'm always looking at images on Instagram and comic images and stuff like that. And I sent to you guys the, what was it, Code Danger or something like that.
Yep.
But it was just like a stereotypical like male and female character in a comic from the 80s, and they're in front of a whole panel of TVs, and I was like, yes. And that must have been in my brain when
this is going to look
this is coming together.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that.
I'm
That'll be
so
sometime
excited.
during winter break for everybody. We'll
Yes.
set a date. We'll set a time.
Can't
We'll do a
wait.
3-hour Zoom. As many people that want to make a page can contribute, and Aaron and I will put it all together. Aaron will put it all together. Who am I kidding? And we'll print it, and we'll give everybody free copies. So
I
that'll be
can't wait.
our winter project.
I'm going to have my first page in there.
Nice.
That's
I'm
right.
going to have my first published comic.
That's
Nice.
right. That's right. That's what I love about this project is like it offers like such a great opportunity. Like if I had this as a kid, I would have been over the moon. You know what I mean? Like it's so cool that we get to do this, and that this type of thing is a possibility.
Now,
So you want to look at Human Target?
let's
or-
look at Human Target. You want to go flip through that?
Human Target. Ooh, look at that. Is that a nice spot gloss on there?
Look at it's beautiful freaking artwork.
Look at that spot gloss. Beautiful.
I love it. I'm glad it's not watercolor.
We can look at some watercolor in a minute.
No.
though.
Let's do an all watercolor episode. Just make Lucas look at it all.
I'd rather
Look at it.
I'm gonna call in sick that day.
Oh, look at these colors. We were talking
They're
about the colors
beautiful
last
colors,
time.
Yes. I just love it.
I like the.
So what was your review of Human Target 1?
Fantastic. I'd give it like 8, 9 out of 10. 8 or 9 out of 10. I'd say it's one of those books that also it's going to be better when you have the full story and you can read
Yeah.
through it again. Because it's like a noir mystery type thing with
Yes.
superheroes in it. And it's freaking amazing.
I really like Greg Smallwood's artwork because he doesn't really do like an ink line. He uses, I think it's a digital pencil, but I like that texture, that digital
Yep,
pencil. It's like
yep.
that. It just reminds me of those old Disney movies where like you can see the grit of the line as it's being animated. It's that humanity that I'm talking about. That's the stuff that resonates
The
with me.
humanity.
The huge
Yes.
humanity, yeah.
Yes, that's like too. That's why the 3D animation stuff too glossy, too perfect. It doesn't. It's life isn't perfect. Everything isn't perfect. I like to show me the
Aaron
grit.
Z. Lee, 3D animation is crap.
Well, not all of it, but a lot.
A lot of it.
I think a lot of people agree with me on that.
I'm sad. Neither of you guys have started reading this book. It's upsetting. It's Tom King. He's good.
Tom King's good.
He did Mr. Miracle.
Tom King's okay.
Get out of town. Yeah, I've only read
No,
that.
Tom King's good.
He's good. He did
I get my Toms mixed up.
he did something else too. He did Mr. Miracle.
I mean,
That's-
this stuff does have like a very. This has got an Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips vibe to it. I don't know if it's intentional or just working in the pulp sphere.
that's a good point.
Has that kind of connection.
I cannot wait to read this.
Just some beautiful artwork in here, and I love the storytelling in it too. Like it definitely has
Yeah.
a sense of place.
It does. The panels, I love when panels are not just basic, you know.
Like look at this panel right here. That is great.
Yeah.
This feels so much like a mid-century illustration, and I keep coming back to Gene Colan, but like that Doctor
Gene
Strange
Colan.
stuff, like he's got his own style, but like you could put him right next to Norman Rockwell in the right situation,
Who's Norman Rockwell?
and it would not look out of place at all.
We went
Ooh,
over that a
here
few
we
weeks
go.
ago.
Look at this, warm and cool colors. I tell my kids about this all the time. Look at that! Look at that high contrast there.
Beautiful.
That is great. And
stunning.
and the thing that's like you could do a fully modeled drawing and like fully like paint it and get all the texture and light just perfect, but is it going to be as striking as that? I don't think so.
Never.
I don't think so.
No. There's just much more emotion and
It's like the graphic part of
Uh-oh.
it. When I talk about graphic, I mean like simplifying colors and shapes and stuff, and then like the fully rendered, like realizing every single little detail. That's like a war inside my brain every time I make something. It's like, how graphic do I go? How rendered do I go? The graphic part is winning more and more just because your brain understands that so much faster. But anyway.
well, it looks good. you want to look at another book?
She seems like a very nice
Oh, look at
lady.
these colors, man. Yeah, this is a good looking book. This is one of the best looking books
Whoa.
out there right now.
I know.
Here you go, Lucas.
100%.
There's some nice ladies in there for
I have
you.
to buy it first, so.
I've heard some things about this. This is getting some hype.
Yes.
What's the
I may
furthest
add that
place
to
from
my.
here?
I may put that in my pull box.
We're talking about graphic, right? It's a black, red on
Yeah,
black.
who drew that cover?
Me.
Matt Wagner?
Nope.
Martin.
Brian Michael Bendis.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I mean, I know he can draw.
I know he can draw too, but it took me by surprise when I saw a Bendis variant. I'm like,
It's a little
Brian,
strange,
yeah, it
yeah.
is. It's a Bendis
Well,
variant.
I think he's maybe in the cashing out phase of.
He's been in that phase for a little while.
Yeah, we're now he's like, okay, I'm just gonna do whatever I want to do. This is interesting.
He invented some cool characters.
This reminds me of what is it? Stop Making Sense. The typography from the Talking Heads.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Live performance.
I don't know.
This looks
I-
interesting.
I
We got
really
some
like
good
this
grid
artwork,
structures.
too, yeah.
Whoa, they're starting off with Hall & Oates.
Who's that?
You're just playing with us now.
I swear to God.
Make My Dreams Come True, Private Eyes, Maneater, Sarah Smile.
You just rattled off all the songs that I know. What's the one Hall Note song that I play once in a while? I don't know.
I Can't Go For That.
Yes, maybe that. Yeah, that's in
Doesn't
rotation
ring a
on one of
bell.
my. I can't go for that.
No can do.
Let's not do that.
Oh, come on, man.
I can't go for that. Can't go for that. Can't go for
Oh,
that.
I can't believe you don't know Hall & Oates. Are you being serious?
I swear. I wouldn't lie. I really want to read this book now, though.
You know, I got a Hall & Oates record as a joke once. I found it at a thrift store, and I was like, ha, 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 80s. I'll look at this light pop stuff. And then I put it on.
It's good.
Became a fan.
It's solid.
Who was it?
Hall & Oates. Ooh, look at
I only
that
listen to
panel,
Billy
man.
Joel. I'm sorry.
You know, Billy Joel's fine. I'm not as big of a fan of Billy Joel as I am Hall & Oates, though.
It's sad. I actually used to be a big Billy Joel fan. I saw him in concert, and now I don't listen to any of his music really.
I like these 9-panel grids in this thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I was pointing that out earlier.
You can get a lot more story told in a 9-panel grid, or even a 16-panel grid, like in Dark Knight.
I imagine doing a 9-panel grid is very intimidating for an artist, though, because you have so much.
Yeah, well, it depends.
And there's so much story to tell.
Well, it depends
too.
on what's in there too, right? Like if you just draw like a hand over and over again, it's not so bad. Drawing big crowd scenes and stuff, which I'm doing more big crowd scenes for Wesley 9. So
Wow.
You've mentioned that a few times now. Yeah.
you know, I'm taking it easy on myself, except not. Maybe in the future I will. I'm gonna do some more experimental stuff after 9. But yeah, this looks like it's got a real solid sense of storytelling. I like the bold line. I like the color in this. Looks like it's like a noir
It's
type.
interesting. It's broken up into chapters like that.
It's like a punk rock noir something. Ooh, look at the lighting in that. This is like Francesca Francavilla or
You got your warm
Andreas
colors.
What's that?
You got your warm colors.
That's right, Lucas. You're learning. Yeah. And it all goes together because it's all yellow, orange, and red, all the warm colors.
Then you got your cool.
That's right. It's a combination of warm and cool. And do you know what color scheme recedes off into the distance and which color scheme precedes like into the foreground? So cold
All right,
color-
hold on.
What do you think cold colors do? Do you think they come towards the viewer?
No.
You're right. Cold colors recede into
Which
the
is
background.
interesting because in the last book, you were talking about that one splash page with the woman crouched, and she's cool colors, but it pulls it to the foreground for me, which is counterintuitive. I feel like, but I
well, there's
I like
other
that.
things. There's other things in effect. There's scale. There's boldness.
It's a scale thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like look at just, it's just looking good.
It's beautiful.
Cool.
Very very well designed. Who did this? Image.
Yes.
Yeah, Image.
What's the furthest place from here?
Yeah, it's a good looking book. I like this.
It's a very thick book.
You see, I like the art style of that much better than
White Fox.
White Fox.
Mm-hmm. Hey, let's play something, and then we'll talk about what we're reading and what we're going to watch next week.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. Santa Claus here. With rising elf labor costs, increased pricing and magical raw materials, and a collapsing sleigh-driven supply chain, don't expect much from me underneath your tree this year. Do yourself a favor and go to the comic shop, 112 East Bridge Street, the comic shop, and treat yourself this holiday season. With comics, games, toys, and more, You're sure to have a good holiday picking up some goodies at the comic shop. And hey, I'll make it up to you next year, as long as there's not civil unrest and global collapse.
There's a good chance there will be.
There's a chance.
I'm a big fan of that backing track.
Yeah?
Is that an original?
Yeah, I wrote that one.
You can do
The
anything.
sitcom one I just stole.
Oh, really?
It was just a free, royalty-free one.
But it's got a good sound to it. It sounds wistful, but also like futuristic.
I couldn't find, there was like a jingle something sound I was looking for, and I couldn't find it, so I just kind of totally rerouted what I was going to do, and I was like, well, we'll just play around with the sounds that I found. So
It's got that Paul McCartney Christmas tune vibe to it.
yes,
Yeah,
okay, not on purpose, but there's something there.
Yeah.
So what we kind of talked about what we're reading. What are we
Yes.
watching? We gonna watch anything next week? What's our next movie?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you think?
Well, does Hawkeye come out tomorrow?
Hawk guy.
Yes,
I'll
we need to talk
wake
about
up. I'll wake
that.
up at 2 a.m. and watch Hawkeye.
I forgot. I wanted to talk about that.
So we'll talk Hawkeye next week. Sure.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can do that.
Is there anything else we want to watch? Or?
I say we
what
watch
else,
a
what else
movie.
is happening? Is there any movies coming out? What have we been watching? My wife started watching Yellow Jacket on.
We talked about Dune, yeah.
Talked about Dune. What other movies are there? I watched Red Notice. That was
I
entertaining.
talked about. I watched that. Yeah.
You experienced it in some way, shape, or form.
I did. Yes.
I listened to the podcast about it. What else is going on? I can't think of any other like major movies that are coming out. I think it's all leading towards Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Which we talked about. I think we'll look to.
We could
put a crew together to go see Spider-Man in a few weeks. But
we could
hopefully
I don't know.
Thursday,
We could
right?
watch like the first Sam Raimi Spider-Man, something like that. Do you want to do a more Spider-Man focus?
You down with it? I haven't seen that in a long time.
I'm down with it.
Yeah, maybe watch the first Spider-Man movie.
For
I
Spider-Man.
know. I've definitely got that on DVD.
Yeah.
I don't think I do. I
We can
do
all
back
go,
home.
We can all go over to Aaron's and watch it.
Yeah.
It's a possibility
can buy his
if I'm
pizza.
around. I don't want to 100% guarantee it, but yeah, you'll get an Aldi's pizza.
I freaking love Aldi's pizza. So
I had Aldi's
absolutely.
pizza for dinner today.
It's fantastic. It's probably the best frozen pizza.
You know what's funny, like about it's not funny exactly. It's just a byproduct of this, but like working shortages and like people not wanting to work fast food places, is that it's literally faster for me to drive to Aldi, walk through the aisle, get exactly what I want, go home and cook it, and that's faster than fast food.
I love fast food though.
What did Alex say?
He said, "Hopefully it's in my box." What are you referring to? I don't know if it's that.
Oh, it's the furthest place from here is probably. If it's not, we'll throw it in your box.
I can't remember.
And let's. Do you want to do
put
some
it in there.
shameless plugs here? And we'll call it a
Shop
day?
at Lowe's.
Shop at Lowe's.
You know,
I heard Alex Dexter was at Lowe's.
He
the other
was,
day.
yeah, we ran
I heard
into each
Lowe's
other.
did not have any of the things that he was looking for.
They had a sump pump when I needed it. My sump pump was failing in my basement, and Lowe's had a sump pump.
Oh, we bought
Thanks,
this
Lowe's.
wood that this desk was built on at Lowe's.
Excellent.
And actually, I was there. I actually was looking for you because I was like,
I was back home.
I was like, I wonder if Lucas is here. And I walked up and down the front end. I was like, no, we're just gonna check out here because I don't see him.
And it's not too late to get yourself and your loved ones a copy of Preetza's Pizza, the human son of a living pizza man must fight evil anchovies, along with Rhonda and LT Provolone, like Judge Dredd with a cheese on his head. Or Wesley the Robot, the weather emergency system bursts out of a college radio, and he becomes like the Iron Giant mixed with college radio with interviews in the back. Hijinks ensue. Fights all kinds of characters.
It's all black and white too.
It's all black and white artwork. Some homage.
You love your black and
Now,
white.
Aaron, you said you could
artwork.
get this for your family and friends, but you can also buy this for your enemies.
Oh yes, available for your enemies. Yeah.
You could. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and yeah, just a lot of fun. It's got heists. It's got trash cans being thrown into the back of truck beds. It's got fights with characters named Barnaby Deathcastle and DJ Country. Other characters coming up soon. We got some new characters in issue number 8. We've got the introduction of Applesauce Alex as well as Fedora Boy. It's there's a lot going on.
Fedora Boy's the worst.
and other characters that you're gonna love, like DJ Justin Dividend, and who could forget the Corn Kabacon.
The Corn Kabacon is pretty
So,
fantastic.
so when is the next issue coming out?
Good question. At the earliest, July, probably next fall, if I'm being 100% realistic.
No, it'll be out before then. I guarantee it.
We'll see.
It's
I'm
that far away,
cranking
huh?
through. I'm cranking through. I've got like 24 pages sketched. I'm trying to build the whole issue and then ink it later. Like do it like how you're supposed to. You know what I mean? Instead of like inking one page totally complete and then being like, I have no idea what happens on the next page.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming together.
I mean,
Available
you're the
at
writer, you're the inker, you're the drawer,
the letterer,
yeah,
the
yeah.
graphic
Tracer.
designer.
tracer. You're everything.
Well, inking is a refinement process. There really is an art to inking. Like penciling, you need a lot of your brain power to put it together, but inking is a joy to do because it's where the stuff comes together and it's where you really polish it.
I was just going for a Chasing Amy reference there with Tracer, but
I know.
I haven't seen that movie in forever.
great movie.
It
What,
is
you
good.
guys want to watch Tracing Amy?
Maybe I'd watch a Kevin Smith film. We got to get to him eventually.
All
right.
As I grow older, I like his films less and less.
Oh, I love this stuff. It was a certain time and place, though.
Yeah.
Like
for
it
sure.
just takes me to being a 14-year-old kid.
I have been
Yeah, I
watching
get
his
that.
Masters of the Universe though. I've been enjoying that.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, you want to take us home?
Take us home, would you?
Thank you for tuning in to the Oswego Comic Shop Does a Podcast. This concludes this episode with me, Aaron Z. Lee.
Lucas Brewer.
And I am Evan Coy, signing off. Have a good night, everybody.
Should we see your face?
You can.
There he is.
Ah, I'm blocked by the thing. You can't see my face.
There's his face.
You can't see it.
He's censored.
Goodbye.
His bald head.